Hello?
Hello? Oh, there it is. Looking at the wrong volume bar.
Hello?
Hello? Hey, man. Hey, Corbin. Still getting shit ready.
Hello?
Who's the other hello? Oh, it's Vicious. Suddy. What's going on, Vicious? No, I don't want to update OBS right now. Or SE Live. I don't want to do any of those things. So, my desk cam may be fixed. Elgato sent me a driver that is newer, higher version than what you can download off their website. And it seems to work. So I think I left it on. I'm going to just verify. I'm pretty sure I left it on 4K. Not that you guys will see 4K, but my recording will be 4K. Yeah. So we should be on it now. So if we see any screen tearing, not on this camera, but the desk cam, if there's any tearing or artifacting, then it's not fixed. I don't think we have any spraying to do. I actually did clear the parts. They are ready for panel lining and they're ready for panel lining and water slides. Oh, and assemble. Still got car parts in the way. We may paint on these car parts tonight too. We might put that the base color on. And we'll have to find probably time during the Gundam streams to work on the car because racing starts again tomorrow. Get all these moved over here. Over here. We need these parts. It's all the inner frame parts. I guess we could move these over here. So they'll be in the way when I'm trying to set up my sim rig tomorrow. But they're out of the way now. Those really go with that. Oh. Are spoons look any better since they've sat? I feel like this looks better than it did before. That's over the black. This is over the blue like I'm planning to do for the car. I feel like they've cleared up or something. I don't know. Seems sharper, more crisp to me than what I remember. Okay, we don't need the super glue. That's car paint. We really don't need any paint. So I could put let's tuck the spray booth away because everything should be good to go with that. Might need to up the brightness of my light up here or something. Without my booth on, it seems a little dark. Methinks. guess maybe I shouldn't have had the title painting, huh? Because I don't think we're doing any painting. Unless we decide to paint some of the car parts. But we're already starting late. Okay, that's for water slides. Got all of our parts here. I don't need this at all. Don't need my super lube. I don't need this resin. I don't even know why it's out. Get rid of this cup. This goes on. Oh. Thought it went on those tweezers. It does not. I'm missing tweezers. There's tweezers somewhere that goes on. Put these away. This went from a Gundam stream to a cleanup stream. But all my stuff is in the way of my daughter's computer here, or kid's computer. So whenever they come to play on it, they just like shove all my shit over. So then it all gets piled up in my workspace. I don't need any of this paint. It can sit up here though. It'll be out of the way. It'll be fine. I know, they should clean it up to get it out of their way, right? It's not my, well, maybe it's my fault it's in their way, but I was going to say it's not my fault it's in their way, but I mean, I am the one that put it there. Okay, these, oh, that's my cleaning brush. That's what goes in there. Those don't go in there. Where do these go? Do they go with my tweezers? Is that what they're supposed to, is that where their home's supposed to be? I thought I had a specific slot for those. Oh well, that's fine. This needs to go with my other brushes for my hand painting stuff. Oh yeah, I need to put, before I forget, even though it's been sitting out a long time, my like $30 brush needs to go in here instead of just laying around out in the open. There we go. Still debating on getting an actual rotating cam. I was looking at the Osmo Pocket just because it has a better picture quality than the Osbot or whatever. It's got a nicer lens and sensor in it, but it's not made as much for streaming, so there's kind of more bullshit. Like one guy that I saw using it for streaming, he doesn't do the auto follow because he doesn't like how it looks distracting. But to get it to pan and tilt to a certain way, he has to reset it up every single time before he starts the stream. He has to put all the numbers in for it to pan to the exact right spot. And fond of the dark as your random, yeah. And that's the other thing. It's better in the dark. What's the word? It has a better f-stop, but the now I can't think of the word for it. But basically the focus where like I'm in focus and other stuff's blurred out. It's better on that, but the usability isn't there. But if I just have it follow me, then really doesn't matter about putting in the numbers. But if I ever decide to have it set to a specific angle, then I got to do that manually every time before I start the stream. That's dumb. But where the Ozbot is, specifically made for that, so it's way better at those kind of situations. And they're about the same price. Ozbot's a little cheaper, so I may just go with the Ozbot. I don't know, or just leave it how it is now. This camera's been pretty good now that I've jiggled all the buttons. You gotta jiggle and wiggle all the buttons. There's the on-off switch, has the like actual photo taking button, and zoom is all right around there. And this camera would just have random problems of not wanting to start or shut off at times. And I think it was just because the button wasn't making great contact, because I switched it on and off a bunch, and then like hit the shutter button a bunch and the zoom in and out a whole bunch, and now it works fine. So I think it was the contacts in there were getting a little corroded or oxidized or something. I finally have the back of the hands for the Leo to panel line. I finally remembered. So we got all these to panel line. Some of these, this doesn't need panel lining. We can set that aside already. Let's get all these off the sticks. Can zoom in a teensy bit. And should I, is it that one? Should I turn up this? Try to make it a little brighter. Oh, that's going to be crazy harsh on me. Can tilt it down a little bit. What percentage are we at? Usually about there. Let's just do it the proper way. Ooh. Other way. There we go. Let's do it the right way. How about that? Imagine that. Doing it the right way works better. Come on a boat. It's a little sway action. Now there was one bit, I remember when we were messing with all this, there was one bit that shot off under the desk, and I never was able to find it. So as we put this back together, we may have a problem somewhere. I can't remember what that went to. But we certainly may have issues. I'm excited to see what this looks like before we weather it. Yeah, probably. If we can't find it, I'm sure, because I'm sure it was already counted, right? Did this get coated? I guess it did. It's just not super shiny. I must have not done a very heavy coat on it. For the drop shirt, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Surely we did. Hey, there's Hannibal. I just remember it going over there. I remember seeing it hit the ground, and then it shot that way towards the wall. And there's a gap because I never finished trimming the bottom around this room. Mostly, well, on this side because there's all my shit in the way, and I was too lazy to move it. And then this side because there's an unfinished door over here, so I can't really do base trim until that door. I mean, I guess I could, and then when I do the door, pull it off and just leave it long and cut it to fit properly. But anyways, there's no trim there, so there's a gap between the bottom of the drywall in the floor, and it's possible the piece went in there, which means it's basically gone forever. Yeah, it's part of the house. Should I leave them on the sticks? The stick's gonna be. I should leave them on the sticks. The stick's gonna be easier to handle for the panel lining. That was dumb of me. Let me undo all this work I just did. Is that a goof? This one doesn't need any panel lines. See, those don't, so those are fine. All those do. This does. Got houses possessing GM parts. I'm possessing the house with Jim's. Oh no, I just realized it's Jim. GMs are Jims, and it's Jim. God damn it, Jim. Always yelling at us when we're racing. I don't remember what track we start at. Might be Daytona. The first race. Oh, in this season of racing, it's not only Miatas. It's Miata. It alternates Miata and then the GR86 Toyota. So similar cars, similar pace, similar speed, but they handle completely differently. And mixed up cup, that's what it is. Schedule. Yeah, it's Daytona. So tomorrow we'll be racing MX5s at Daytona, and then the next week is Lime Rock with the GR86. And then for some reason, the last week is Barcelona, so I might not do it because I hate that track. And the GR, and it's you can choose the GR86 or the MX5 for some reason. I don't know why, because the GR86 is faster if you can drive it. So I don't know why anybody would choose the Miata if that's the case, but whatever. It's not my league. Need to, but no, I got Jim. Jim's my spotter. I like to yell at him. If I didn't have could have had another 24-hour stream for Nürburgring 24. But I'll be when that's happening, I'll be at a real track driving my real car, so I won't be doing that. Okay. Back to square one. I guess we could lay all these down. Now that we got them all on the sticks, we know what we're doing. That doesn't have anything on top, but it's got a bunch of shit on the back. Okay. Take my real one to track days, but oh, 4runner needs fixed first. Yeah. Yep, I got mine. So yeah, there's been that's actually the night I didn't stream last week. I kind of broke the Miata. Not like a serious break, but I guess you could technically say it's not 100%. I was playing with the boost and turned the boost up, and the idle control valve on specifically the 1.6, like I have, has a plastic box that houses a bunch of it, and there's like this round plastic plug that it all looks like one piece, but this round plug is actually like glued in or plastic welded in or something. And when I was playing with the boost controller and I hit basically 23 pounds of boost, it popped that out, and now there's the idle air control valve is fucked. I was able to. It's just a plain circle, so I was actually able to 3D print a part and glue it, like JB weld it back in. So and the idle control valve still works, but it's it's like leaking or something because I can't get the idle back down low. So like it runs and it drives. It's just instead of the idle being like around 900, the idle is like 1200. So it's a little annoying to drive because the idle's so high, but like it's fine otherwise. So it it affects how nice it is to drive, but it doesn't really affect the car itself. It just idles high. But I have a new one coming tonight. Should be, it might be here already, actually. I don't know. Okay. Got all those out of the way. Let's, if I got my elbows up, these are going to get in the way. We're not doing any of these internal bits, metal bits. So we need this, and we need this. As a misfire and is very angry. Kind of like a massage chair. There's so many engine bits, haven't found the cause yet. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I did. Oh, and I also did something dumb. I got the car ready for E85. Started um, tuning it, and then realized I needed bigger injectors, which I think I told you guys about. Anyways, I finally got my bigger injectors in. Set up all the details about the injectors in the ECU, except for one thing. It went out and started tuning it, and then I realized that I set up the dead times, and there's like the milliseconds of what it takes to squirt at certain voltages and stuff. So all that was set in there, but I forgot on a completely separate page. There's a place to set the actual flow, so they were still set at 640s, which were my old ones. Which it works. It's just your VE table for your fuel table won't have, like, it'll work, but it's technically not the correct values in it. So I basically had it ready to go to switch to E85 and then start tuning that after the new injectors, and then realized I forgot that other, so I put the 800cc in there, and I'm now completely retuning the car again, and then that's when and then that's when I blew out the idle air control valve. So yeah, so I'm tuning it like 3 times basically, the fuel table, and then we'll finally get E85 in it, and I'll have to tune it again for that. Okay, we got this and that. Um, we don't need Q-tips yet. Yeah, this is all we need for now. Glove up so I don't get shit all over me. And Miata throttle bodies are notorious. Well, the early ones, anyways, like on mine, are notorious for you look at them wrong and then suddenly the car will idle high. It's like not even touching them, just touching anything around them, and then suddenly the car idles at like 2,000 RPM. So, so I've been messing with my throttle body, but I think it's in that idle air control valve because I've done a few things to the throttle body to make sure it's really sealing around the butterfly, and it's still idling like the same amount high. So it pretty much has to be that IAC. Went through a bunch of these gloves this weekend, doing a bunch of printing or something else. Microphone didn't pick up the snap. Meows is a bucket list. When you get a when you get a garage. Do you have a favorite model of Miata? Let's start with not such a complex part. Gotta have the pop-ups. I like the pop-ups too. Oh, did that flow? No, it didn't flow in. We got the saxophone song. The almost Ghostbuster saxophone song. I need to adjust the headlights on mine. Actually, I just need to get decent headlights because I have those like shitty $60 Jeep headlights, and they're for some reason they point way lower than the stock headlights did, and I don't know if I can even get them to aim high enough to be useful. Oh, two-part epoxies. Ah, I got the night all magnetized. Nice. Is it gonna make it? Hey, I made it to the edge. Oh, Mem, you've been playing Gray Zone? Hannibal and I have been hitting Gray Zone pretty hard since the update. It's pretty good. I'll try to panel line around this ridge. I don't know how well it's going to work. Oh, he's trapped in ads. I didn't realize ads were playing. I got a notification that they were gonna play, but I didn't see that they were actually playing. It's getting better. Still a bit choppy. Except tests out in the field. Yeah, the flow is way better. We've been liking it a lot. Feels way better to play than it did before. That's for sure. With that ink, should I go through the trouble of doing all these, I guess. Probably never really see this.
Hello?
I feel like the AI feels a lot better too. Hey, Nike. Gonna have hydration sponsored by Subway. In a stretch. Normally 7 would be a good time for a stretch, but I got started late. Yeah, watching me getting bullshitted to death, that's for sure. Still feel a bit tanky. What, the enemies? Because if you say the enemies, I agree with that. Because, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not actually hitting them in the head, but I've had multiple ones where I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've hit you in the face like 3 times and you haven't gone down. Is that all? Yeah, that should be it. Yeah, that should be it for that piece. Because I do know I've had times where I'm like, I shot you in the face, and then I go, you go up to the body and it shows you exactly where they got hit, and they got hit in like the lower neck or something like that. But I heard there's something weird with like the zeroing on the scopes and stuff, so may not actually be hitting where you think you're hitting. Drip, drip. I don't have any reason to do the inside of that. To the player isn't quite right. Not sure. Yeah, that's what like originally was the problem. Was it that was like in like the very first version, the point one version or whatever. You would headshot an enemy like 5 times before they'd go down because the server actually wasn't seeing the bullet hit their head. It was like by the time the server checked, the bullet passed through their head, and then they were just still alive. So I don't know if they have some of that still going on. I haven't actually like tried to count how many times I've hit them and then check the body and see if there's that many hits on them. I haven't tried that yet. Yeah, the stumbling and stuff is cool. Although sometimes the death animation is kind of long. So then I ended up shooting them like 3 more times because I'm like, you should be dead by now. But they're like they're actually dead. They're just still in that death animation. oh, oh, you gotta love enamel paint or oil. This isn't or yeah, enamel uses the same shit as oil, doesn't it? For the thinner. Easy. Easy. on now. Oh, didn't get enough. I was sad I didn't get to stream last Monday because I was looking forward to, since I got this clear coded between streams, I was excited to get to this part and actually get shit put together. So I was disappointed I didn't get to stream, but oh well. It's very distraught. Yeah, yeah. I technically could have streamed. I was at home. Well, like I said, I broke the Miata when I normally would have been streaming. Maybe the Miata wouldn't have broke. Well, it would have broke eventually. Didn't matter, I guess. But stream tonight to try to trick yourself. Yeah, my my daughter's seizures, it got pretty wild. I was feeling completely hopeless and spiraling pretty bad on Monday. So I was like, I just need to chill. She started a new med though, so hoping that helps. We will find out this week as she goes to school because she didn't have any school today. Did I get both of those on that one? Oh, I missed one. I had a feeling. Missed that one right there. Let's give this a reshake. This stuff likes to settle pretty quick. Yep. I hope they do. It's a wild ramp up on these on the medicine she's started though. She can only take a quarter of the pill for like 4 days, and then after 4 days, it's morning and night, so it's a quarter in the morning, quarter at night. Then after 4 days, you go a half in the morning and a quarter at night, and then a half half, and then three quarter half, three quarter, one and three quarter, and then finally one and one. But each of those steps is 4 days. So it's gonna be like 4 weeks before she's on the full dose. Yeah, exactly. Well, then she was at her mom's this weekend, and she forgot to bring her pill box back. So, like tonight when she takes it, I got to remember where the hell, because I had them all laid out in the pill box, so I didn't have to keep track of it. But now I don't have the pill box, so now I'm gonna have to figure out. I'll probably just have to get a hold of her mom and ask what the pills look like for what day, because otherwise I'm not gonna know when to up it. Ooh, that was a good one. Uh, this one needs one. I don't know how well this one's gonna stay though, because it's got soft edges in there. But we will see. It may be that in the end it doesn't even matter. I had to do that. That was too easy. That one was too easy. If we get to the water slides tonight, which I mean we should, we start water sliding the leg if nothing else, the legs. Gonna try an EPO technique for the water slides instead of pushing them around with the Q-tip or toothpick. We're gonna try pushing them around with a silicone brush. I was gonna complain about old school Linkin Park. That's probably true. It's just that that saying's kind of a meme, somewhat of a meme. Ow! Edge of the desk is sharp. It feels so quiet in here because I don't have my air booth, my spray booth going. Feels like oddly quiet. Could just turn it on for funsies. Turn my fans on. Suck some of these fumes out from this. I don't know how well these are gonna hold. Those are soft edges in there for sure. An old ollie to get some background. Yeah. Okay, did I get all the edges? I think I did. Put some down in there. I mean, as I asked, I did it, so I guess the answer was yes. You ever do that? Just be like, should I do this? As you're literally as you're doing it. Brand suggestion for paint? Depends how you're painting. And if you want to do water based or not. All the time. All the time for you too. I wonder if I should as you do it. Um I have no idea how you'll be painting. So if you do brush painting, uh any of the Vallejo stuff is perfectly fine. Look into uh you put your wife on the butt sanding. There's a lot of it. Oh, I never asked. Did that ship okay? Did the hair stay intact and everything? I assume you would have told me if it didn't. The hair was kind of the only thing I was really worried about in shipping, if it was going to break or not. That's good. Because that's about the last of that resin I have. It's supposed to be a higher detail, but it's um, more brittle. So I have a slightly more resilient resin. I just haven't printed anything in it yet. Yeah, it's stabby, isn't it? That's why That's why it's kind of brittle because it's pretty hard, so it can break pretty easy because it's pretty brittle. But yeah, if you're brush painting, any of the Vallejo stuff with brushes is good. And then um, since I started painting little figures and stuff, I've used some of. I have like a basic set of the Vallejo, but Pro Acryl, I really like. I've been really liking the Pro Acryl. It goes on super smooth. But if you're gonna brush paint, check out some how tos and videos and stuff about using a wet palette because it go on layer by layer, thin layer by layer, using a wet palette to thin the paints, and it'll be way easier to get a nice smooth coat. And then, if you decide to do any kind of spraying or whatever, there's I recommend different stuff for like airbrushing and that kind of stuff. But you can also check out Ground Affected on YouTube. He does airbrushing for skin textures and stuff. Um, but that didn't stay on very well. Yeah, yeah, just like that, ground affected. I think it's all one word. Um, so when he does the skin tones, he airbrushes the skin tones, but he also does a lot of hand painting on uh like the outfits or other bits of the model. So you kind of get an idea of what to do for brush painting those. And he does a lot of it. He does super simply. And then you can always dive down the hole of actual miniature painting and all the techniques and shit in that. But his stuff would be more related to that kind of model. That's the kind of stuff he does. Like the Lucy from Fairy Tale that I did. That type of stuff. And I just enjoy watching him anyway. I like his personality. He definitely looks like he knows what he's doing. Yep. Yeah, he actually runs like he does that full time as a job. He has like a gaming store or something that he runs because he sells models and things and paints and all that. But then he does all that stuff um, professionally as commissions, that kind of stuff. So he'll crank out one of those. He can crank out one of those models in like a couple days. It's pretty crazy. I don't really need to put that down there because that's gonna get wiped away. But whatever. And at the end of every video, he's basically like, if you don't agree with anything I said, then you can just fuck off. 8 months into your Warhammer army, yeah, that's how it goes, isn't it? I don't really need to do anything on this one, I don't think. This little bit out here, I guess. You don't see any of the inside stuff because it's all connected to things. So we'll just do that. Hopefully those two gray bits stay together because I've had to glue both of them. They never came fully apart, but both of them cracked when I was disassembling. And we had to glue both of those, so hopefully they stay together. And he tells you how to do the eyes and stuff, brush painting them, which he kind of gives you. And he shows all the colors he uses for everything, which is nice. But his advice on eyes is a lot like a lot of people's advice on eyes, where it's they give you the basics of like how to do them well, but then they also say just do them because a lot of people are scared of doing the eyes, and they're like, you just got to do it because if you mess it up, then you just paint over it and do it again. Yeah, that's eyes are definitely a skill that you learn for sure. I did pretty good. I was pretty proud on Lucy though, especially because they were some models. The more anime the model is, it seems like usually they just have blank eyes where you got to paint in the eye yourself. In the more like non-anime Western style or whatever, a lot of them will actually have, at least in the 3D printed ones, they'll have a raised bit where the iris and pupil are and stuff. So it's a little easier to mark them out. Not all of them, of course, but they kind of seem to go that way a little bit. Hello? There it goes. Some of this around there. Yeah, that's the other thing. Don't be afraid to mess up because paint's super thin. One, you can always sand it off if you have to, but also it's super thin and it's not a big deal to just paint over the top of it again. Leave what's there and paint over the top. It's not a big deal. Markers work well for Zaku mono eyes. Yeah, markers work. I've never used markers myself because I've always had like airbrushing equipment and stuff, but I've seen a lot of people use markers for a lot of detail stuff like that. That they always seem to. A lot of that stuff is like just super quick and easy. Yeah, robots usually don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. It's pretty much just like if there's an eye, it's usually just like a solid color. I guess we'll put a line right there. And on the side, I don't know how much that's really doing anything for us, but we can put it around this little detail, but I'm gonna guess that's there might be a slight semblance of that left, but that's probably just gonna wipe off when we go to clean it. Running out of space on my stand. Save the orange for last. All right, now we gotta pay attention. Try not to miss a bunch. Because this has lines everywhere. Trying to get more centered in the. I don't know, I've been paying attention. Get more centered in the camera. Because the capillary action is the best part. Think about doing another model like the Lucy I did, but that one I didn't do on stream at all. I may do like after I finish this or something. I don't know. We may switch it up, do something like that. Although I do have so many damn Gundam models, I need to. I do kind of feel like I need to just work through them. Especially like today, today marks 3 months on this kit because we're on week 12. Since I only work on it one day a week for 3 hours, it takes for freaking ever. Just for fun off stream. Yeah, that's true too. I just have to be if I'm painting and doing stuff like that, I really got to be in the right mood to do it off stream because otherwise I feel like I should normally have better stuff to do. As long as you don't take that in a bad way. Sure, somebody out there that paints all the time be like, "What the fuck did you just say? You have better things to do? This is my life." Which that's cool if it is. I got dumb shit to do on the Miata, so which that's basically me on the weekends. Because work is one thing, but on the weekends I get up, I'll make a coffee, chill for a little bit while I drink the coffee, watching some. Well, a lot of times I hate to admit it, but a lot of times I'm just watching One Piece. uh, but I'll have that coffee, chill for a little bit, and then by the time that the coffee's done and I'm done watching whatever I'm watching, it's like my brain is like, time to fucking go. Get busy, do stuff. Yeah, I like the live action of it. I've been really enjoying the live action. I may actually like I think I like the live action better than the anime. Just because the anime gets annoying with all the constant crying. As I've said before, that anime is 50% running and 90% crying. But I'm over episode 1050 and I for the most part say I don't really like the show. It's hard work being a pirate. That's right. I did realize the other day though that if you watch the live action, you have to actually sit down and watch it. You can't watch like any clips or anything because you see all that out of context and without the the right mind frame that the show sets you up for, and then it just looks like really weird, bad, like super cheesy, awful. It doesn't read the right way. Maybe the 100-man fight. Yeah, maybe. It's at least kind of relatively just kind of superhero-y, you know? Or a lot of the other bits, you gotta, you have to know the context that it comes from an anime, and that's why everything's really fucking weird. It doesn't look real at all. But yeah, the hundred man fight is more of superhero-y like, so yeah, I could see that. I should have done the end first. I'm not even on in frame. I should have done the end first, because now when I push out there, it's trying to wiggle on me. But I don't really want to mess with it here because I'm gonna get shit everywhere. I may just have to do it. Just say fuck it and do it. Another martial art movie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the booger bombs. Yeah. Did you get through? You got to the second season, so you haven't finished the second season, right? Have you seen Chopper yet? I feel like they did a surprisingly good job on third and fourth. Okay. I feel like they've done a surprisingly good job on the CGI for Chopper for just like his normal figure. He has like a big beefy humanoid kind of figure, and that is like there's an actual actor that's in an outfit, and I don't like it. I wish they would have just fully CGI'd him because I do not like the live action part, or not live action part, but practical effects, I guess you would call it, because it's not CGI. It just kind of feels weird switching back and forth between them, and I just don't like how they did him. Just how he looks in general, really. But they did a great job telling his story, so that part I enjoyed. I still, every time I watch the show and Buggy shows up, though, I still just like can't believe how good that guy is for the Buggy role. They couldn't have cast that any better. I don't even know who he is, but he's amazing in that role. I kind of hope they keep him more psychotic and badass like that in the show as well. Because in the anime, he becomes like the comedic relief after a while. And I don't really, the way that actor has been able to play him, I really hope he stays more like that. But probably won't. Yeah, that is true. But do they know that? That's the problem. And it depends on how hard they're gonna be to following the anime closely, you know. Ugh, flooded that one. And we literally took it like all away. Okay, whatever. We'll leave that. Now we just got the orange bits left. And then we'll switch to do. We may just switch to start doing water slides and then leave these to clean up later. I'll stretch when I'm done with the orange parts, I think. Because we only got a few of them. And this one actually doesn't even. That one doesn't need anything. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, it stalled. Curious how we'll do in the racing season this season too, because I'm thinking of not practicing as much. Because normally I would get home, uh, eat as fast as possible, get on and do my own practice before the practice to make sure I was ready to go. So I'd practice like basically an hour or close to it, and then the actual practice would start, which is an hour. And I don't think I feel like try harding that hard this season. It eventually starts to suck the fun out of it for me. Man, there's a shitty panel line all the way along the bottom of this. It's really, I didn't notice it was there before, I guess. It's really bothering me. Yeah, how much better my performance is. We'll only really get to count it on Miata nights, though, because I am not proficient in the GR86. And we don't have anything to really compare it to either. Yeah, these edges are a little too rounded. I'll just drag it around. But it will be interesting. And is it June? It's either June or July is the spa 24 hour. And I'm hoping to do that one with a group of guys. Hopefully the same ones I did the 24-hour with, the Daytona 24. If not, then hopefully I can find a team. But I definitely want to do Spa 24. And if I remember right, the Spa 24 is only GT3 cars. It's not multi-class. Sloppy around here or whatever. Most of that's going to get wiped away. If not all of it. And there's so much in there that you wipe it away and then it's actually flowing back in. Right. That one looks messy, but that's all right. These should be good ones. See what happens. Oh, yeah. Oh, go all the way around. Go all the way around. Go, go, go. Oh, so close. Go, 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 go. We got this one. Go, 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 go. There it is. Made it all the way around. Put a little extra on that side just to make sure it's filled in, but that was cool. It actually went all the way around the loop. Whee! All right, we get to try this one now too. I didn't have enough on my. Let's see this one. Oh, there's plenty there. Holy shit. Yep, that one will do it. It's too bad I wasn't more centered in the camera, but that's okay. All right. That is everything panel lined. Now we will stretch and hydration. What is that grabbing on? Oh, maybe it's the edge in there. Cap that off, put it away. That yucky glove smell. Ugh. New hydration, do a little stretch. Okay, we're done with this. Now, get the old vise out. They drive pins in there. Okay. Well, this got dusty. Sitting back there. Figure out how we want to hold that in a minute. Take these apart. Let me get the water slides. It should just be right over here. Yes, yes. If I remember right, this originally comes with some dry transfers. I've never done a dry transfer before. I feel like I should try it. But I may not know where it's at. Here's the manual. It's not the manual. Oh, they might be in here. Let's see if they're in here. Because there's this. That's not for that, though. That's... I don't know what that's for. Oh, I think that's for Tristan. Yeah. Those are dry transfers, aren't they? Oh, I guess you can't see them. Pretty sure that's dry transfers there. The only thing with dry transfers, I've never done them before, but the one thing I know is you only have one shot. But they look the best. If you get them on right. Stop some battle damage over it. That's true. I just keep using that weathering excuse. Let's have a look at our actual water slides. Well, they're not even the same size. Is this for the right? Yeah. For master grade. It's not even close to the same size. What the? Does the little card tell you where to put them? Or do I just... Or do I need to follow it? Wait, I don't need a blade. Also, this has so many more in there. Because the only water slides and stickers that come with the kit is that. It's just that versus this huge sheet. I guess they have a front and a back reference picture. See, they did 73. Got 73 down there. Did I do the little dots? More dots, more dots. Stop dots. Yes, I did do the dots. Okay. I didn't really remember doing those. Was it one of those that I lost? No, I got that. Okay. Should we just follow this? And if I do the number as a dry transfer, I feel like I should do all the numbers as a dry transfer because they're going to look different. They're like a different shade. Although I think the darker is going to look better. Hmm. Uh, Not really, because the big one's going to go on the shield. And then like, well, kinda. Be missing one, but like it has one on the foot. I don't know if I really want one on the foot, but I definitely want one on the shoulder, and one on the butt plate's cool. So yeah, the big one is the shield, and then it has enough for two of the smaller ones. I'm not sure where the... Let me get the actual manual. See how they have it. Oh, they got that big bar on the shoulder. I don't like that. Not that we really got to follow what it shows. I just want to have some kind of general idea. I like how big that is, though. Oh, they made it smaller because they actually have like a Federation logo above it on the shield. Yeah, maybe we'll just skip the dry transfers. I like how dark this is. Although the shield could do that on the shield, like the shield's manufactured from a different at a different place at a different time, so the shield has it different. Yeah, exactly. Because in the end, like technically in the end, it is military gear. So like it just one thing gets made in one spot and it gets painted by a different factory than what paints the other parts, so the colors aren't necessarily all going to match each other. Elbow nut together all the way. Oh no, it is. It's just that's how it sits. Okay. Thought it wasn't pressed together all the way. Okay, so let's start. Let's do a leg first. Not exactly sure how we want to hold this yet. Try something like this first, maybe. Or maybe I want to hold it by the thigh. That's nice and flat. It's going to be way low, but it's an easy place to hold it for now. There we go. Sponge. Water. Does the sponge fit in my thing? It kind of does. Let's use that. This actually goes to the Psycho Zaku. That's been on my desk ever since we built it. Goes on the big ass cannon or whatever. It doesn't really quite fit. Maybe it'll flex down there when it's wet. Actually, it's gonna grow. Uh-oh. I was just hoping to keep some water in the bottom to keep it hydrated, but it's not really gonna be the best for that. Need to design something to 3D print. Just to have a little square for these solder pads to go in. Solder sponges. Okay, so foot. I want to start with a couple of these. My blade sharp enough? Should be. But these have a very shiny top. Is that gonna? Ah, there we go. I was like, that was stuck on there so well. I've never had one stuck like that before. It's like, this is way too shiny. It shouldn't look like that. Really only need one of these right now. I don't know if I want to separate it though. Okay, that's soaking up. What else we got? What else we got? I don't know if I want to put a number down on there like that. Should we? Let's zoom out all the way and see where. Oh, you guys can't even see the numbers. So this needs to come up. This actually needs to be like there. And then zoom in. Much better. Okay, they are pliable, and we need our mark setter. Well, that has really settled. The setter has really setted. All up in the corners. I mean, I'm sure that's good enough. Just be nice if those corners would mix up a little better. Bloop. Bloop. Okay. So we want to go that way. Yeah. Looking pretty good there, I think. We do need a Q-tip, though, to dry it. No! You stupid... You stupid son of a bitch. I had exactly where I wanted it, and then I had to fuck it up. Because of course I did. There we go. There we go. Uh-oh, it's on my finner. Water, water, water. This is not going well so far. I folded it over itself somehow. Try to get this somehow to fold back over without tearing it. There it goes. We in business now. Kinda. There we go. Get some of that hydration out of there. Sliding too easy. I don't think I've ever had this much problem with the water slide before. There we go. Jesus. Okay. Get that one out of the way. Let's do... Are these all... These aren't all right side up, are they? Real soggy socks, that's right. Wait, that is the right way. High energy supply? Well, why would that be on the feet? That doesn't make any damn sense. And also, they're upside down. I guess when he looks down at his feet, he'll see that it says high energy supply. Okay. Well, I'm done looking at this for any kind of reference of anything because those are literally upside down in the fucking picture. I just put them on that way, assuming that was the right way. Soccer punt you. And like that is that gonna be? Oh, that's right side up. May need to just suck it up and put a new blade in here. Okay, we'll get that one going. Let's get a couple of these going. No, not on me. Damn, that's like instantly moving. And now it's on the sponge. I don't know if I've ever used this brand before. What brand was this? Aren't these like G? Yeah, G rework. I don't know if I've. Well, maybe I have. I feel like those are just like ready to go super fast. Oh, which way's that way's right side up? This way. What is H2O? Yeah, with H3O? I got to see, speaking of H3O, I got to see liquid oxygen in person. Uh, what, 2 weekends ago? That might have been the weekend before I didn't stream on Monday, maybe. Took the kids to the Cosmosphere, and they have a live lab thing where they talk about rocket fuel and how rockets work and liquid rockets work and stuff. And they have actual liquid. I think they have some liquid nitrogen back there too, but they have actual liquid oxygen. It's pretty cool because when it's in they show it in like a clear container or whatever, and it's like, well, I don't know. I wouldn't say super blue, I guess, but it's definitely blue. Some moisture off of there. How much gap? I feel like I want a little bit more gap there. There's something like that. I like that. And they blow up they have a big ass ball of cotton, and they show you the science behind it, but they like just burn it normally, and they show that like the oxygen itself doesn't burn, it just helps things burn. And then they show like they burn a cotton ball and it's just like whatever, it's just a cotton ball, it's on fire. It kind of like goes kind of quick, but it's whatever. It's just on fire. And then they take this big ass cotton ball and they dunk it in the liquid oxygen and pull it out and then light it and it makes an explosion. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I want this one on this side. Am I gonna have to get my tweezers out? I have to actually tweeze things, aren't we? That's what I should have been doing in the first place, but whatever. It is cooler with fire, that's for sure. And then they have their own rocket fuel, liquid rocket fuel that they put in this, basically like a 5 gallon water jug that would be like at a water dispenser in an office. And they put it in this like rail system and they light it off and it shoots down the rail system. And they tell you don't try that at home because those they the fuel they use, I get the feeling that it's just gasoline. Because he was talking about gasoline right before he showed it, and then he was saying something about it's like their own special blend of rocket fuel. Like the way he said the word rocket fuel and stuff led me to believe that it's literally just gasoline. But uh anyways, he specifically asked if there was any teachers in the audience and said, just in case you think you want to try this at in your class at school, just know that explode these cooler bottles explode and fragment sometimes. So basically, like, please don't do this in your classroom. That is way too juicy. There we go. That's better. Now, how even are those? That's not bad. Could be a little straighter. Let's see. It could go. No, that's pretty good. To nudge up just a tiny bit. There we go. That's pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. And touch it with that to dry it and fuck it all up. Perfect. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, there's that. What else we got? They have a little something at the top of the leg. Oh, they got one of those. What do those say? I have to get my magnifiers out. Warning operation. Just warning operation. What operation? I feel like I should more have these. Caution. I can read the caution. I can't read anything else. Can the camera read it? Probably not. Almost. You can read the caution on these. Like I could read the caution myself, but I couldn't quite read the rest. Armor panel. I can't read the little shit. Here, let's try the. See if the magnifiers I can do it. Nope, still can't. It's so fine. Oh shit, where'd I have those? Right there. Clip art library. What is that? Oh. I was looking in the chat and not in the chat. Yeah, I feel like I should, because it's got they use the power thing again, like at the top of the thigh, but I don't know what, that doesn't make any sense. Why would that be there? I think I want to use these, which you guys can't see. Oh yeah, we zoomed in all the way. Zoom back out a ways there. I guess. Or is it just a warning as a whole? I mean, as a person, you would walk up and be like as tall as the edge of the foot. So, like, I guess you can see that it's got something going on. I don't know. Normally, I don't even really read these. I just slap on whatever I think looks cool, you know? Where's those ones at? Oh, there they are. The white ones are hard to see. Okay, we want these. Try not to cut them. Could look at a joint and not stick their fingers in. Yeah, you would think so. Cargo release control. Where would you use that? That would make sense on the if it had the huge ass backpack, it'd make sense for that. Okay, I wanted that and I wanted the little ones. Here's the little ones. We may have gone a little too far down the saxophone hole with this music. Gotta be careful about going down the saxophone hole, you know. I'm gonna go back to putting these on with a Q-tip. Which one do I want first on this side? I think I want the left one. Should be all right. Should I make it a little bit, like a tiny bit higher? Yeah, give it a little bit of clearance there. A little bit of clearance. A bit over chill nap time. Yeah, this one was a little. It is picking up, yeah, but it was a little. I think I want the white. I think the white goes to the bottom. Yeah, the white checker block that you guys, I'm sure you guys can't even see, goes to the bottom. And I think it's this one is the correct mirror. They're like a mirror of each other. Yeah, this music or song, whatever, is a little too it's a little too dentist office. This part isn't very dentist office, I guess, but uh-oh. Son of a bitch. What's happening with this one? There we go. Much better. Get this up a little bit higher. A little bit straighter. There we go. Retro Funk Space Race. What even is music? I feel like when you're like that that deep, You know, it's like what the fuck even is music? I kind of wish I would have got the other side this high. I think it looks a little better. I never really go all out with water slides. Maybe we should do that on this one just to see how it goes. I feel like they start getting too busy, but this is a very plain kit. There's not like a whole lot of detail in it, you know. Do you even have enough to do all that? If I did that the same? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 sets of those. I suppose, probably. Seems like it should be okay. Boop. Nope, stop it. Don't stick to me. Let's do, I'm going to get these ones. This is far over as they go, isn't it? Oh, I like that. Me likey leaky. I feel like this should be a little higher up. Actually, it's pretty good. I'll just leave it. It's pretty good. Whatever. Whatever. I do what I want. As I'm literally like following another thing that's telling me what to do. So I think, yeah, those have all been, the right one has been on that side so far. feel like this is... How do these words go? I think it's supposed to go like that. We'll just go with that. Get off of there. Hey, bestie. We're doing water slides. I think visually this looks better if the block's on the other side, but I'm pretty sure this is how it's actually supposed to go. Pretty good right there. Uh-oh. So I might be busy, so you can stream more if you want. Oh, I think I'll probably not stream and watch more of Fallout Season 2. If we don't have our showtime, turns out decent. Retro Funk Space Race. Oh. These ones. These ones. Wait, I'm only doing, well, no, this would need all 4. Move that back up here a little bit. Okay, this is gonna go right there. Also, I got 2 of them because I forgot I was only really doing one. So we'll go ahead and do this one as well. Which way is up? Okay, the red is on the bottom. That is not straight at all. Maybe it was, and I just didn't realize it. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. Miami Neon. So that one is, it's just jazz. Nothing special. It's pretty close. It's the right height. Okay. So we want this top right corner. Go right there. And bring it down. And then we want this one over there. Get it as close as we can in here. Something like so. And then we want that to line up across with this one, which I feel like it already pretty well does. That's pretty good. I kind of feel like those are backwards though because of how, or at least that one seems. Well, I guess they're mirrored, aren't they? And then this one, I think I didn't mean to get all those. We'll just let that sit over there and dry. Actually, I'm gonna move that somewhere else because if I leave that out and the kids decide to use a computer, it's gonna get smashed with something. What else we got? Chiptune tarantula. Sounds like someone dropped Gogol in it. Or trapped, sorry. Huh. You got some wild ideas. They have like another one along the bottom here. I don't think it needs that. I feel like that's a little too much. Something on this area would be, I mean, actually, really, it could be just plain. I don't know if this is that supposed to be a little, like a tiny Verner? The other side doesn't have it. Or some kind of port. Maybe we should have something for the port. They do have some, there's something with an arrow. That would kind of make sense. I don't know if I want it. I feel like it's looking pretty good how it is for this lower area. I feel like that's all pretty good. I don't know that it needs any more. I was thinking maybe something here out of that selection, but I don't know what I would put. They have one of these little arrow ones above this port, which kind of makes sense. Hmm. Yeah, and it's gonna get dirtied up. I like how it's looking right now though. Maybe it just doesn't need anything there. I mean, this is the inside of the leg because the outside has the like door that opens. Could put something on the door that opens. Put a one of the like caution signs or something, so you know that it moves. One of these cautions or something. Smaller one. Or maybe just one of these little guys. Let's do that. It would be one of these. Is that long enough? Yeah, whatever. It'd be fine. I don't want it to stand out too much, I don't think. Great for the rope. Yeah. We'll try to center it in there. Oh no, I wrinkled it. Did you get? There it goes. It smoothed back out. What if that was like in the corner? I like that better. Back in the corner. It's kind of hidden that way too. I mean, it's not very good for a warning sign, is it? That it's kind of hidden. But I like it. I like that. That works. Okay, now I want a thing on the front of the thigh like they have. That's usually a good spot to put something. I don't know that I want the high energy supply one though. Maybe one of the caution ones. Oh, what is this? Caution keep clear. That's really what should be over that. But that's kind of big, I think. Hmm. Oh well, we'll leave it. It's fine. It's fine. What else we got? I want something that's red so it kind of stands out. Aerodynamic. Aerodynamic. All of these say aerodynamic and then some shit. Aerodynamic braking unit. Oh, that's what the yellow ones say. Check. To check something to release maintenance. Mm, could do. No, I don't want to do those. What's the difference between these? Armor panel. That one's just caution. Let's just use the regular cautions. They're a tiny bit smaller. And with the thigh being thin, I feel like that makes sense. Also, what number should I do? We can do 71, 2, or 3. Move that up. Something like so. Extra moisture out of it. No, don't wrinkle. There we go. That's pretty good. Do we need something on the side of the thighs? Probably so. It's pretty plain from the side angle there. We can do kind of something like they have. Would be all right. At least have something down in the corner. Need a danger sign for the fists. Just as a joke. Playing from side angle sounds like you. So you tell someone you only slightly dislike. Oh wait, these are all the other way. Well, whatever. Do something like that. And then I wouldn't mind. They have a little something up in this corner. That could be okay. I don't know if it really needs it though. And that's the inside of the leg. It's not like it's needs to be highly detailed or anything. I think just that little detail helps it enough. And we want to do the same on this one. That'll be pretty good. Now, what about the back? What suggestions they have on the back? Oh yeah, the danger thing down here. That's a standard go-to. Gotta have that. Come on, come on. There you go. So we gotta have that. Where's the? Yeah, these right here. And then another one up there to match it. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? I feel like if I ever did
Korbangado
improv,
said, if you
oh,
built a Zaku out of Gundanium, would it be a Zaku or a Gundam?
uh, I feel like it would technically be a Gundam, wouldn't it? But oh shit, what was I? What was my example I was gonna give? Um, if I was a an improv actor, I feel like instead of yes and I would be sure why not. Beautimus. Hey, we already heard the song, except with words. Unless it's playing the same one again that does have words. It was at the very beginning of the stream. Is that straight? I can't tell. I think that's it for the leg. We could do. They have like a big white one across there. That could be good because there's not that many of the white ones. Oh, they're right here. Yeah, let's do that. Whoa, hold. Steady on. Steady on. Just about sliced right through a. I mean, it's probably one I won't use, but still, I almost sliced right through the damn thing.
Hold on, dude.
Oh, hold on. Actually, I almost sliced through the one I'm using now. That did not go well. Did not go well at all. I think this will be the last one we put on the legs, though. I think we'll call the leg done after that. And then we got 10 minutes till 9. Maybe we can finish the other leg because we already got a couple on there. Now that I'm kind of in the flow and know what I'm doing, we can do it quicker. Every time I get back to water slides, it always takes me a little bit to get back in the workflow. Kind of try to center that. I wonder if my gloss paint is just too glossy. I feel like these, or maybe it's just this brand. I feel like these slide way easier than what I'm used to. It's a little plain from the side. I feel like we need something red or something. It's all right though. We got plenty there. Yeah, it's all right. Let's get this one stuck in. Lay this over, and we'll get where's those white ones? There they are. For the feets. For the feetsies. Bloop. Stay. No, stay. Stay. Then we need the little white ones. Slice. And my left hand is fucked. There's no other way to say it. It's just fucked. It hurts to grip things. Like I get a lot of pain right through here. And then I also get pain through the side of my finger. It is just fucked. Yeah, probably a bit of the carpal. I wouldn't be surprised. From my old computing habits, gaming habits of bad posture and stuff. I've changed that over the years, but I still had years and years and years of that. And now it gets, is that upside down? Does that need to go on the other side? No, that's right. Okay, we're good. Not like you'd probably notice it anyway, but we need to make sure that's somewhat similar to the other side. Don't look too out of place. But like if I work on my car all day or something, instead of it just being like through there and through here. Yeah. like it'd be all my fingers from like grabbing a wrench and pulling on the using grip strength to pull on a wrench. Then also, I actually deeply bruised the pad of my thumb from changing the oil filter in the Miata. I was because you can't really get a tool on it, and it was stuck, and I was trying to grip it as hard as possible, and well, you turn it this way, but and the edge of it was pushing against right there, and actually, it hurt for about a half a week, but there was never a bruise you could see, so it was deep. Shit, I dropped it. Retry. This way is the way I want. No, don't flip over. That's the way I want it. There we go. There we go. That's actually, let's move it back a little bit. That's pretty good where it's at, though. Yeah, we'll go with that. Should do one of these one time and just don't make a single, okay. Hello, camera? It just shut off. Oh, it's turning back on. We're back. Okay. All right, cool. But we should do one of these sometime and do water slides and make sure not a single water slide is straight. Like do every single one of the water slides badly enough crooked that they look on purpose crooked, and just do all of them that way. Yeah, the other camera's been working great, hasn't it? I think it's fixed. The other weird thing with the driver version that you download from their website, it says like 1946 or something like that. But every single time I loaded it into Windows, because I've uninstalled and reinstalled the driver multiple times, every time I load it into Windows, it says like 193. But the file download says 1946 or something like that. So on my support ticket, I mentioned that to him, and of course he's like, "Well, yeah, that it shouldn't say that." Like, well, I think something's wrong with your fucking file, because I tested it on this computer, and it's the same exact thing, except it worked on this computer. But like, it still was literally the same. I don't like where that one's at. So we loosen it back up. There we go. Needs to be a little lower. That's a little better. Okay. Now we need team water slide gun. Yeah. Did I use the same long ones? Yeah, I did. Okay, so I need another set of those. Askew. Oh, that's what we should. It's doing it again. We should definitely do we should do a Gundam Astray then. I've never done an Astray kit. We should do it in Astray and then make all the water slides crooked, and then that's what we can call it. Is the askew. Oh, this is what I'm doing. Jesus. Boo doo, biddy beep bidoo beep, biddy beep bidoo beep. I'm finally getting around to watching the last season of My Hero Academia. I've only seen the first couple episodes, but finally getting around to that. Does that go? No, I think it's the other. It's the other one. It's the other side. This side. How did I do that on the other one? Okay, yeah, it's back in the corner. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Did I forget to clear coat that piece? Well, the weathering has started. It's taking paint off right there. So I don't know if that, I mean, it looks, well, I guess the paint's shiny in general, isn't it? Oh, no, not that paint. That paint's is the mission model's paint, which isn't as shiny. I must have not got the clear coat very thick there, though, because it is shiny. There's something on it. It's just not super shiny. The clear coat must be thin. Oops. Managed to watch the new Anaconda movie and the pizza movie. But I gotta do one show at a time, or else I'd just do stuff from finishing the show. How was the Anaconda movie good? I want to know with the pizza movie. Um, so the Dudesy podcast is fucking doing it again. What is going on with that camera? Remember how I said it doesn't have any problems and was perfect earlier in the stream? That's what I get for saying that, apparently. But the, hold on, dude, and all that comes from the Doozy podcast. The besides Will Sasso, the other host um was Chad, and Chad has had a script for years. Because he's a writer, he's had a movie script for years for Pizza the movie. So seeing that something came out called the Pizza movie instead of Pizza the movie, I really want to know how he feels about that. Just by reading the description, it doesn't sound anything like the idea he had for his movie. The idea he had for his movie was actually for like a pizza brand to take it on and do the movie to sell pizzas. But yeah, it wasn't. That's why when I read the description of the movie, it's nothing like what his is. But it's just weird that it's the pizza movie instead of Pizza the movie. So Anaconda was better than expected. It looked like just kind of a fun thing to me. Looked like it would be a fun watch. Plus, I'm pretty much always up for Jack Black, and I'm definitely always up for Paul Rudd. Is Paul Rudd in that, right? I think he's in that. I only saw the trailer like once. Is that one? What is that one? Where is that one? I'm blind? Oh, shit. They're right here. I am blind. Jesus. Dumb Buddy Connie, 20%. Yeah, that's what from the trailers, that's the feeling I got about it. And I was not upset by that. I was all for that. Oh, we can do this. Put this one back on here. Re-wet that one. Okay, so I did that one. So we need to do this one. And then that's it for this side. And it's up in this corner. It's this one right here. Please don't slip off the tweezers. It didn't. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, and then we had the one thing up there. So I need right there, that one, the one below it. Let's go ahead and put the orange one on the front. Or yellow, whatever. I haven't got any stuck to my fingers yet, like ones I've already laid down. That's usually a common theme for me, doing water slides. I usually stick them on and then end up touching it somewhere. Yeah, I probably did jinx it now, but that's what I usually stick them on somewhere and then forget about them, then touch it, and then it comes off on my finger before it's dry. Go up just the tiniest of tiny bits. Maybe pull it slightly right. We'll leave it there. That looks pretty good. Okay, now we'll go back to do this dude. This dudemus. That's pretty good there, but soak up some of the extra shit, and then it's going to slide on me. we go. We'll take it. About to get new followers. I don't need new followers. Oh, the camera didn't focus after it turned back on. Ow! I stabbed myself. These things are sharp. You tell those new followers to piss off. We are close to 200, though. Oh, that's right. I re-put those over here. Let's get these on. These are always a pain. I can hear her yelling from here. Ooh. Ooh. She told you to say hi. I told her to tell him to piss off. Ah, why won't that come off? There it goes. Okay, that one's lined up there. The other side's the hard part. Ah, you son of a bitch. I don't really know why they mirror these decals, because the lettering's literally mirrored, so that doesn't really, make any sense. Like what we're painting. It's come out pretty well. We're going to do some weathering and make it all dirty and nasty later, but it's, well, this is the only part we have together so far. Got the other parts waiting. They're drying. We got to clean out the, we did panel lining. We got to clean off the panel lining. What is it? It's, well, it's basically that. It's a Gundam. It's a Gundam. Actually, this one technically isn't a Gundam because it's a GM. It's a GM. It's not a Gundam, but mobile suit. They come as colored plastic, but I go through and spray them and everything. Got that and that and that. Oh, we didn't do that. That's what that one's waiting on. Bend that over. All right. Well, you can stop saying whatever Kara tells you to say. Oh, you're not? Okay. It sounds exactly like something she would say. Did I do that the same? Yeah, I did do it the same. Okay, just make sure I get it the same as the other leg. Get down there. Have a good night. Get the one up here, and then we just have, I think we only have like 2 more after that. Oh, the back. What time is it? Okay, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Which one did I use? I think I used this one. Yeah. This is at the top. I just heard Kara yell, "No, do not do that," super loud. So that sounds promising. Put that back. And what else do we have? Sides are done, I believe. Yeah, sides are done. Oh no, I forgot up there. Okay. So we need the short, the O's with the short O's. Short O's. Okay, this one I want at the top. That's right. Don't want to be confused with the big O. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was watching the new Trigun too. I feel like the second season's been better so far than the first season. Still makes me mad his revolver's a freaking 22 though. Yeah, like that was like a huge defining thing was he had a huge ass 44 Magnum before in the original. It was like you know, part of the duality of everything because he didn't want to kill anyone, but he's got this big ass fucking gun. And then the new one, they're like, "Oh, let's make it a 22." And then like in the first season, he has I forget what it was, but there's something like flying at him. He uses the 22 to shoot it off course. I'm like, the 22 ain't gonna do dick to that. It has no mass and no velocity. It ain't gonna do shit. Skip. Gundam head Vulcans are like 60 mil, so sometimes are real good on numbers. Oh yeah. I'm not missing anything, right? That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's everything. Okay. Then we need to do the one over here. Oop. Suck some of that back up. Okay. Now we just got the back, and we done. with the legs. And it's just 2, 3. Oh, I forgot the big one. See, where's my? There's the big one. Making the biggest hand cannon. Yeah, they definitely did. Especially Pat Labor. They just have freaking massive revolvers. They use mobile suits with just massive revolvers. I probably shouldn't screw with that. Oh, that in there a little better. It'd be in shape reloading the door. Yeah. It's been forever since I've seen any Pat Labor. I mean, I think it's literally been since like high school. Oh, do they? That could be cool. I noticed there's been a few kits, Pat Labor kits out. I think they're third party though, because I don't think they have like the official Pat Labor name. But yeah, I wouldn't mind getting one. I think they're about the same size as a master grade. They're technically like a, I don't know, like 1/60th scale or 1/48th scale or something, because they're way smaller than an actual Gundam. But they're real simple. There's like really like hardly any panel lines or anything. Sometime this year. Oh, cool. I will definitely have to watch for that. Oh, we're on hold. Yep, we're definitely on hold. There we go. I believe we are done. I believe. Oh shit, this one moved. Come on. Starting to come off. Got it. Ooh. All right. Good enough. We will leave it. We shall leave it. Leave it to Beaver. Something like a so for a picture that I can take for a work in progress. Post. And that's good. I think we'll call it there. Looks a bit CG cell shaded. Yeah. Well, the camera started behaving itself. I don't know what the deal was with that. That was weird. I'm kind of wore out tonight. The legs are done. They just need we'll do a matte coat over them, and then they'll be done, ready for weathering. They would normally just be done, but then we're gonna weather it. I want to get the whole kit to that point, and then do a photo shoot of it, so I can have it kind of like I would normally have it. Oh, you bitch! You moved a little bit. Oh, it's still moving. I just noticed it moved a little bit and went crooked. So anyway, yeah, we'll have a little photo shoot of it. And then so if I do a video of it like I've done my other ones, I'll basically skip all the snap build and skip most of putting it together. I'm thinking anyway, skip most of putting it together, just kind of have like where it's at. Maybe do just a quick little run up of that to where it's at, and then I almost feel like the front of this needs something, but maybe not. But then mostly have some shots of it how it is, and then go into have the video focus more on the weathering aspect of it, and then have a before and after at the end or something. But anyway, all right, that's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow for some racing. Should be exciting, being the MX-5s, and especially it being Daytona. There'll be lots of bump drafting, lots of space to bump draft there, in a couple different spots. So if it's the same people are in there and everybody's as close as we were before, it should be a good time. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, and we will catch you later. Peace.